Hello, my friends. I'm Tom, and today we're going to learn 50 useful phone conversation sentences. These are short, natural, and easy to use. You can use them in work calls, friendly chats, or even booking an appointment. So, first, I will give you each sentence, then, we'll explain what it means. I will also teach you when to use it. Finally, I will give you 1 or 2 examples to practice. Are you ready? Let's begin. Here is the first easy sentence. Hello, this is Tom speaking. This is Tom speaking. This is used at the beginning of a phone call. Here are 2 examples. Hello, this is Tom speaking. Or, hello, this is Tom speaking. How may I assist you today? How may I assist you today? Here is the next one. Hi, may I speak to Sarah, please? May I speak to Sarah, please? We use this when someone else answers the phone and you want to be connected to another person. Here are 2 examples. Hi, may I speak to Sarah, please? It's Tom calling. May I speak to Sarah, please? It's Tom calling. Or, hi, may I speak to Mr. Wilson, please? I have a question about my order. Hi, may I speak to Mr. Wilson, please? May I speak to Mr. Wilson, please? I have a question about my order. I have a question about my order. I have a question about my order. Here is the next one. Good morning. How can I help you? This is used when you answer a phone at work, in customer service, or at a business. For example, good morning. How can I help you today? Or, good morning. How can I help you with your booking? How can I help you with your booking? Here is the next one. Is this a good time to talk? Is this a good time to talk? This is used when you're calling someone unexpectedly or you're not sure if they are busy. You're checking politely if the person is free to have a conversation now. Here are 2 examples. Hey, is this a good time to talk about the report? Is this a good time to talk about the report? Or, hi, is this a good time to talk or should I call later? Is this a good time to talk or should I call later? Here is the next one. I'm calling about our meeting tomorrow. I'm calling about our meeting tomorrow. This means the reason you're calling is to talk about the meeting that's planned for tomorrow. This is used at the start of a call to clearly explain the topic or reason for your call. Here are 2 examples. Hi, James. I'm calling about our meeting tomorrow. Are we still on? I'm calling about our meeting tomorrow. Are we still on? This means, will the meeting happen? Here is another example. Hello. I'm calling about our meeting tomorrow morning. Can we move it to the afternoon? Can we move it to the afternoon? Great! Here is the next sentence. I just wanted to check in with you. I just wanted to check in with you. This means you're calling to ask how someone is doing or to follow up on something. We use this when you want to stay in touch or check on progress, plans, or someone's well-being. Here are 2 examples. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you and see how the project is going. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you and see how the project is going. Here is another example. I just wanted to check in with you after your surgery. How are you feeling? I just wanted to check in with you after your surgery. How are you feeling? Here is the next sentence. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? This means you're asking if the person on the other side can hear your voice clearly. We use this when a call has poor sound or you want to make sure the line is clear. Here are two examples. Hello, can you hear me okay? You're breaking up a bit. Hello, can you hear me okay? You're breaking up a bit. This means the line is not clear. Or, can you hear me okay now? I moved to a quieter place. Can you hear me okay now? I moved to a quieter place. Here is the next one. Sorry, I think we have a bad connection. I think we have a bad connection. This means the call quality is poor and you can't hear the other person well. This is used when the line is breaking up or there's too much noise or delay. Here are two examples. Sorry, I think we have a bad connection. You're cutting in and out. Sorry, I think we have a bad connection. You're cutting in and out. You're cutting in and out. You're cutting in and out. So first, say it slowly. You're cutting in and out. Well done. And here is another example. I can't hear you clearly. I think we have a bad connection. I can't hear you clearly. I think we have a bad connection. Here is the next one. Thanks for getting back to me. Thanks for getting back to me. We use this when you're thanking someone for returning your call, for calling back, or for returning your email or message. Here are two examples. Hi, Anna. Thanks for getting back to me so quickly. Thanks for getting back to me so quickly. Or, thanks for getting back to me. I appreciate your time. Thanks for getting back to me. I appreciate your time. Here is the next one. I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. We use this at the beginning of a call, especially when we don't want to interrupt someone's day. You're probably checking if now is a good moment to talk. Here are two examples. Hi, I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. Do you have a minute? I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. Do you have a minute? Or, I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. I just had a quick question. I hope I'm not calling at a bad time. I just had a quick question. Here is the next one. Sorry, could you say that again? Could you say that again? We use this when the connection is unclear or we missed part of what was said. This means you didn't hear or understand what the person just said, and you're asking them to repeat it. For example, sorry, could you say that again? The line cut out for a second. Sorry, could you say that again? The line cut out for a second. Or, sorry, could you say that again? I didn't catch the last part. I didn't catch the last part. Here is the next sentence. Can you speak a bit more slowly? Can you speak a bit more slowly? We use this when we need more time to understand, especially in phone conversations with fast speakers. You're asking the person to slow down because they are speaking too fast. Here are two examples. Can you speak a bit more slowly, please? I'm taking notes. Or, sorry, can you speak a bit more slowly? It's hard to hear on this line. It's hard to hear on this line. Here is another sentence. I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? I didn't catch that. Um, could you repeat it? This means you didn't hear something clearly and want them to say it again. We use this when the sound drops out, the person speaks too fast, or there is noise. For example, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it one more time? Could you repeat it one more time? Or, sorry, I didn't catch that. Was that your address? Was that your address? Here is the next sentence. Let me make sure I understood you correctly. Let me make sure I understood you correctly. This means we use this when we want to double check important details, like a date, time, or instruction. You're repeating what you heard to make sure it's right. Here are two examples. Let me make sure I understood you correctly. The meeting is at 2 p.m. on Zoom, right? Let me make sure I understood you correctly. The meeting is at 2 p.m. on Zoom, right? Here is another example. Let me make sure I understood you. You said the report is due on Friday. Let me make sure I understood you. You said the report is due on Friday? You said the report is due on Friday? Here is the next sentence. Can I take a message for you? Can I take a message for you? This means you're offering to write down and pass on a message for someone. We use this when the person the caller wants to speak to isn't available. Here are two examples. Sorry, Jake isn't here right now. Can I take a message for you? Can I take a message for you? Or, sorry, she's in a meeting. Can I take a message for you? Can I take a message for you? Here is the next sentence. Would you like to leave a message? Would you like to leave a message? Again, we use this when someone is unavailable and we want to give the caller a chance to leave information. You're politely asking if the caller wants to say something that you can pass on later. Here are two examples. He's out of office at the moment. He's out of office at the moment. Would you like to leave a message? Would you like to leave a message? Or, would you like to leave a message or try again later? Would you like to leave a message or try again later? Here is the next sentence. I'll let her know you called. I will let her know you called. This means you're promising to tell the person that someone tried to talk to them. Someone tried to reach them. We use this to be polite and show that we will pass along the information after a missed call. Here are two examples. Okay, I'll let her know you called. What's the best number to reach you? Okay, I'll let her know you called. What's the best number to reach you? Or, sure, I'll let her know you called this morning. I will let her know you called this morning. Here is the next sentence. Please ask him to call me back. Please ask him to call me back. This means you want the person you're calling to call you back or to return your call when they are free. We use this when we can't reach someone directly. We can't talk to them directly, and we want someone else to pass on the request. Here are two examples. Could you please ask him to call me back when he's done? Could you please ask him to call me back when he's done? Or, I missed his call. Please ask him to call me back. I missed his call. Please ask him to call me back. Here is the next sentence. Can I leave a message for Mr. Smith? Can I leave a message for Mr. Smith? This means you want to give a message to someone, even though they're not available now. We use this when we call someone and they aren't there. They're not available. And we want to leave a message with whoever answers. Here are two examples. Can I leave a message for Mr. Smith? Just let him know I called. Just let him know I called. Or, he's in a meeting? Okay. Can I leave a message for him? Okay. Can I leave a message for him? Here is the next sentence. Sorry, you're breaking up. Sorry, you're breaking up. This means the sound on the phone is cutting in and out. The sound on the phone is cutting in and out. We use this when the connection is bad and we can't hear everything that the other person says. Here are two examples. Wait, sorry, you're breaking up. Can you repeat that? Wait, sorry, you're breaking up. Can you repeat that? Or, I think you're breaking up a bit. Are you in a tunnel or something? I think you're breaking up a bit. Are you in a tunnel or something? Here is the next one. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We use this when we move to a different spot or fix the connection. You're checking if the person can hear you clearly again. Here are two examples. Can you hear me now? I just stepped outside. I just stepped outside. Or, hello, can you hear me now or is it still bad? Can you hear me now or is it still bad? Here is the next one. I missed that. What did you say? I missed that. What did you say? We use this when we only miss a small part of a sentence. You didn't catch what the person just said and want them to repeat it. Here are two examples. Sorry, I missed that. What did you say after 3 o'clock? What did you say after 3 o'clock? Or, I missed that. Was it Thursday or Friday? Or, I missed that. Was it Thursday or Friday? Here's the next sentence. Could you say that again a bit slower? Could you say that again a bit slower? We use this when the speaker is talking too fast or the sound is unclear. You want the person to repeat what they said, but more slowly. Here are two examples. Sorry, could you say that again a bit slower? I didn't catch the name. I didn't catch the name. Or, could you say that again a bit slower? It was kind of noisy on my end. It was kind of noisy on my end. Here is the next useful sentence. Let me read that back to you. Let me read that back to you. We use this when confirming a phone number, address, date, or spelling. You're repeating the information to make sure you got it right. Here are two examples. Let me read that back to you. 07453. And the last four digits are 6610, right? Or, let me read that back to you. Your address is 12 Green Hill Road, right? Here is the next one. All right, I'll let you go. All right, I will let you go. We use this when we don't want to take more of someone's time. You're ready to end the call and you're doing it politely, especially when the other person might be busy. Here are two examples. Okay, sounds good. I'll let you go. Talk soon. Okay, sounds good. I'll let you go. talk soon. Or, all right, I'll let you go. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the chat. Here is the next sentence. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling. We use this at the end of both casual and professional calls. For example, okay, great. Thanks for calling. I'll see you tomorrow. Or, thanks for calling, John. Have a good night. Here is the next one. Talk to you later. Talk to you later. Again, we use this when ending a casual phone call with friends or colleagues. Here is a good example. Cool. I'll check in tomorrow. Talk to you later. I will check in tomorrow. Talk to you later. Here is the next sentence. Let me know if anything changes. Let me know if anything changes. This means you're asking the other person to contact you again if plans or details need to be updated. We use this at the end of planning or scheduling calls. For example, we're all set for 3 p.m. Let me know if anything changes. We're all set for 3 p.m. Let me know if anything changes. Cool. I'll see you there. Just let me know if anything changes. Cool. I'll see you there. Just let me know if anything changes. Here is the next short but useful sentence. Take care. Take care. We use this to end the call on a kind note. This is a warm and friendly way to say goodbye, especially if you won't talk again soon. Here's the next one. I can't talk right now. Can I call you back? I can't talk right now. Can I call you back? We use this when we're in a meeting, driving, or doing something that needs our attention. You're busy at the moment, and you want to return the call later. You want to call back later. Here are 2 examples. Hey, I can't talk right now. Can I call you back in a bit? I can't talk right now. Can I call you back in a bit? Sorry, I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back? Sorry, I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back? Here's the next sentence. Can you give me 10 minutes? Can you give me 10 minutes? We use this when we're almost done with something, but need a few more minutes before calling or talking. For example, hey, I'm just finishing something. Can you give me 10 minutes? Can you give me 10 minutes? Or, sorry, not a good time at the moment. Can you give me 10 minutes? Not a good time at the moment. Can you give me 10 minutes? Here is the next one. Let's talk a bit later, okay? Let's talk a bit later, okay? We use this when we want to pause or delay the call in a friendly way. You're asking to continue the conversation later on. For example, I'm out right now. Let's talk a bit later, okay? I'm out right now. Let's talk a bit later, okay? Or, let's talk a bit later. I'm just heading into a meeting. I'm just heading into a meeting. Here is the next one. I'll call you as soon as I can. I will call you as soon as I can. We use this to politely let someone know they can expect to hear from us soon. You're promising to call back when you're free. For example, can't talk right now. Sorry, I'll call you as soon as I can. Can't talk right now. Sorry, I'll call you as soon as I can. Or, I'm a bit tied up, but I'll call you as soon as I can. I'm a bit tied up. To be tied up means to be busy. I'm a bit tied up, but I'll call you as soon as I can. Here is the next one. Mind texting me instead? Mind texting me instead? We use this when we can't talk on the phone, but we can respond by text. You would prefer a message instead of a call, usually because you're busy or in a quiet place. For example, hey, I'm in class. Mind texting me instead? Mind texting me instead? Or, sorry, can't talk right now. Mind texting me instead? Mind texting me instead? Okay, here's the next one. Can I just check your phone number? Can I just check your phone number? We use this when confirming details at the end of a call or when taking down contact information. For example, can I just check your phone number? I have 07892. Is that right? Or, before I hang up, can I just check your phone number again? Before I hang up, can I just check your number again? Here is the next one. Could you spell that for me? Could you spell that for me? We use this when something is hard to hear, unfamiliar, or easy to misspell. For example, sorry, could you spell that for me? Was that Sammy with an I or a Y? Or, your email is what again? Could you spell it for me, please? Could you spell it for me, please? Here is the next one. Just checking in to see if you got my message. Just checking in to see if you got my message. We use this when we're not sure if the other person saw our text. You're following up to make sure your last message or call was received. For example, hey, just checking in. Did you get the file I sent yesterday? Just checking in. Did you get the file I sent yesterday? Here is the next one. Any update on that? Any update on that? We use this when we're waiting for a response, decision, or something to happen. For example, hey, any update on that document we talked about? Any update on that document we talked about? Or, just wondering, any update on the travel plans? Just wondering, any update on the travel plans? Here is the next one. I'll follow up with you tomorrow. I will follow up with you tomorrow. We use this when we want to show responsibility and stay in touch about something. For example, no problem. I'll follow up with you tomorrow after the meeting. No problem. I will follow up with you tomorrow after the meeting. Here's the next one. I tried calling earlier but couldn't get through. I tried calling earlier but couldn't get through. This means you called earlier, but the person didn't answer, or the line was busy. We use this when following up after a missed or failed call attempt. And here's the final sentence. Sorry, I missed your call. I missed your call. We use this when we want to apologize for not picking up. It's short and polite. Hey, sorry I missed your call. I was in a meeting. Sorry, I missed your call. I was in a meeting. All right, and that's it. About 50 real sentences for real phone conversations. From saying hello, to checking details, to wrapping things up naturally. These are the phrases people actually use every day in work, in life, and in friendships. So keep practicing and keep listening. Until next time, take care, talk soon, and keep believing in yourself.